What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar and welcome back to the PPL. This is going to be the final team builder of the PPL. This is also going to be the final battle of the PPL. I'm going to post-com this battle just because my live com narration, I wasn't very happy with it. Honestly, I didn't talk a whole lot. I was too busy focusing in on the game. And I feel like it wasn't quality content to put up to you guys. Plus, my capture card lagged like crazy throughout the battle. So I didn't really feel confident in what I want to put on my channel and putting that video out to you guys. So I'm definitely just going to post comment. I'm going to put the team builder and the game in the same video and everything's going to be happy. But we are going up against Blake, MoxieInfernape, and the San Francisco Arcaniners. He took over for George this season, and as you can see from his team, why did it... I don't understand why it moved it. Okay, so there is his team. He actually has a very scary team. Jirachi Salamence Azumarill is an amazing Dragon Fairy Steel Core. He has Porygon 2, which is insanely bulky. He has Dugtrio, which can trap my Rain Setter. He has Hitmonlee, which can beat pretty much one of the only walls on my team and severely hurt my other wall in Mega Scizor with Blaze Kick, or even Close Combat or High Jump Kick with Reckless. But realistically, he has a few main things on his team that I'm not scared of, like, at all. Like, I'm truthfully not super duper scared of Dugtrio as a Pokemon. I'm scared of it trapping, but I'm not scared of it in an offensive aspect. I'm scared of it trapping my Rain Setter, but that's about it. I'm scared of P2 and the fact that it's just fat. Like, it's just PHAT. Like, it's disgusting, and I'd rather not have to try to deal with it. But the fact that it is so fat, I'm going to try to wear it down slowly and hopefully beat it in the end. But, see, like, it just did it again. Like, why is it jumping like that? Thank you. I don't know why it's doing that. But let's just go ahead and talk about the team that I'm going to be bringing. The first one on the team is going to be my Kingdra. Looking at his team... like, you can somewhat see it, I think. Like, maybe right there. Yeah, you can see it all right there. His resistances to Kingdra in general are Porygon 2. So the main thing that I wanted to do with this Kingdra set is just have it there for Toxic, Surf, and Dracoing things. He has no switch-ins to it aside from P2, so if I'm able to Toxic P2, force it to come in, force it to take something like Stealth Rocks plus Toxic damage every single time, maybe knock off its Violite, it'll be extremely easy to deal with, and it's not going to be the end of the world. P2 is still very scary, but I do want to Toxic it, and I do want to wear it down. The next one that I knew I had to bring was going to be a Mega Scizor. This has enough speed for Porygon 2 plus some, plus I think max speed Azu, like Adamant Azu or something like that, so I can U-turn on it. But it's mainly physically defensive for Azu and Hitmonlee and things of that nature. Even Salamence to an extent, I can wall that unless he has like Flamethrower and I'm outside of the rain. Even in the rain, I can live a Flamethrower decently well, or a Fire Blast pretty well. And I can knock off his item, and that'll be awesome. But pretty much bulky pivoting is what I wanted for just Mega Scizor. If I'm able to U-turn on things, I'm able to get around just getting general chip damage on things. It'll make Kingdra's job so much easier. The biggest win con of the team is actually going to be my Miltank. I'm running a specially defensive Choppleberry Curse Miltank. I'm not running Sleep Talk. I think this might be a misprep on my part, honestly. I wish I did not bring Body Slam. I wish I had Sleep Talk. However, if I had Earthquake with just Sleep Talk, I would not be able to beat Salamence. However, if you look at his team, right here, his only thing... wait, you guys can actually see everything. You guys can't even see everything on his team. Can you see it now? Yeah, now you can see it. But if you notice, his only resistance is Salamence. So if I'm able to deal with it, or if I'm able to kill it, or if I'm able to put it in Stealth Rock's range, if I'm able to wear it down with Life Orb, I can still beat it, because once I curse up on it, it cannot beat me 1v1 unless he's like Specs Draco, hits the first one and crits on the second. Like, that's the only way that Salamence can beat this thing. So I kind of wish I had just EQ or just Body Slam and try to beat Jirachi with just Body Slam, but it would be a little different. I went back and forth on this set a lot, just because if I actually went with Rip George, that's funny. If I went with just Body Slam, I could beat Jirachi if he didn't have Wish, but it would just take forever, and I did not want to do that. I went back and forth on this a lot. I wanted to bring Rocky Helmet and hope that I could curse up enough to where Hitmonlee couldn't kill me with like a close combat or high jump kick, but I need to be at least +2, and the chances of me doing that are extremely slim, so I had to be Chople so I could hurt the Hitmonlee, which I know for a fact is coming just for Miltank. The next mod on the team is actually going to be my Zoroark with a Choice Scarf, enough speed to outspeed max speed Salamence with U-Turn, Dark Pulse, Knockoff, and Foul Play. Foul Play is there specifically to check Dragon Dance Mints. If you cannot tell by this, like, I'm very scared of Salamence, P2, because this can set up on P2, General P2 and Azu, all of the 3 things I just listed. Like, those things are the scariest to my team, and I'm prepping hardcore for them. And with Knockoff, Dark Pulse, U-Turn, and Foul Play, I'm running 3 Dark moves. It could be a misplay, it could be a misprep just because of the fact that he does have an Azu, but that's also why I have U-Turn. I can get general chip damage off on it, general chip damage. And if you don't watch How I Met Your Mother and don't get that reference, I hate you. This is all over the place. And I'm just able to do a lot of damage with this thing. I'm able to pivot around with my Mega Scizor, getting the chip damage that I need to. I'm able to knock off items between these two, which I need to. I'm also able to have a check to Dragon Dance Ments, which is what was really important. Dragon Dance Ments, after Rocks dies to a Foul Play if he's at +1 attack, and I do outspeed it guaranteed with the Choice Scarf, so that's why I'm running the set, even with the minus attack nature. So this is going to be my main answer to Azu and Dugtrio, believe it or not. This is hopefully going to be the answer to Mega Absol if he decides to bring it, and Salamence. This destroys, it 110% stops Dugtrio. He cannot touch me. Even if he's banded with Sucker Punch, he cannot touch me. I will stall him out of them. I will recover until he's out of Sucker Punches. Like, it won't bother me. But Giga Drain is super important this game because I'm able to hit Azu unless he's Sap Sipper, which means he won't be hitting as hard, meaning that this can set up on it extremely easily. Shadow Ball is there just for Jirachi because Jirachi is his best switch into this, and it threatens me out every single time with a just standard U-Turn. U-Turn does a lot to these 2 mons in general. And physically defensive, this lets me know instantly what item his Azu is holding. If he's holding AV, I'll know by the Giga Drain damage. If he's holding a band, I will know because he'll be able to 2-hit KO me with knockoff. Well, it'll do more than 50% with the first knockoff. So that's how I'm going to scout the Azu. Just every single time Azu comes in, this is going to come in just so I can know it's set. And that's going to be super important. Just scouting out Azu, knowing when Kingdra can kill it. Because if he's AV, it's going to take a whole lot longer to kill it than it would be if he was, like, banded. This is also going to be my switch in. This is going to be my main switch into the Manectric. Unless he kills this, and then this is going to have to be my main switch into Manectric, hoping that he doesn't have Signal Beam. He will have Signal Beam. He's Blake. He's a good player. He's going to have Signal Beam. Then, actually, I just realized I didn't have this light on. I just recorded like 3 videos without that light on. GG me. Anyway, the final mod on the team is going to be my Spadef Politoed with Endeavor, Encore, Ice Beam, and Surf. Endeavor is there because I know for a fact, if he brings P2, he's going to throw some speed in it to outspeed this. He's going to do it. If he brings Azu, he's going to bring enough speed to outspeed max speed Politoed, hoping that he will be able to kill me before I can Scald Burn him. If he brings anything that's slow, it will speed creep this because he needs to be able to hurt it before it can do damage to anything. That's why I have Endeavor. It ensures that I put it, if he goes for like knockoff with Azu, Endeavor instantly puts it in range to die from a Surf after Rocks to, I'm talking about Azu, if he's not AV. If he's banded, it'll definitely put him in range. Same thing with P2. If I let this thing get weakened and P2 comes in, I'll able to Endeavor it, put it instantly in range of like Surf or Draco Meteor. If Salamence is running amok, I can live 1 Dragon Claw from a +1, go for an Endeavor, put it instantly in range of Bullet Punch, put it instantly in range of a knockoff instead of a Foul Play. So if he wants to bring an Azu on this thing, I'm knocking off the AV for Kingdra. Like, Endeavor is huge, and Encore is there just in case he wants to Encore himself and to recover on his P2. That's the biggest portion of it, but that is pretty much the team, and let's just go ahead and hop right over to the game so you can see how it went. Okay, so as you can see by the team that is sitting in front of you on the screen, he brought every single threat plus some. I know you can't see Salamence behind the layout thing. Oh wait, hold on, top screen's a little messed up, or my face cam's a little messed up. Give me just... Yay, on-screen editing. I'm so professional. He brought every single threat possible. He did bring Dugtrio, but he did not bring Mega Absol, and he did not bring P2. That was the biggest surprise. I was really expecting P2, but he did bring Hitmonlee, which means that my Miltank is going to have a very hard time winning me this game. Still possible. It's very difficult for Miltank to do. I know it says for Blake. This is my side of the game. I just recorded it and gave it to him. It's just easier to edit it in Mediafire that way. But I'm just going to lead off with my Politoed so I can set up the rain, and let's see how the game goes. But as I said, I'm just going to lead off with my Politoed because realistically, the sooner I can get up rain, the better off that I'm going to be. So Blake is issuing a challenge, and I'm going to lead off with Politoed. As I said, he's going to choose to lead off with the Salamence. Now, this is actually really cool for me because I get to fire off an Ice Beam, a Surf, a Toxic, anything that I don't have Toxic on this thing, but if I did. Actually, no, I changed Encore to Toxic last minute. I forgot to say that. I did change that. So I do go for Toxic right here, expecting the Azu to come in. And as you're going to see, I missed the Toxic. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Well, I think it's huge. It's huge just because I'm going to be getting a lot of extra chip damage off on the Azumarill. If I had it Toxic, I'd be able to kill it so much easier with Kingdra. However, he was Lumberry, so that miss didn't matter. However, if I had hit it, popped his Lumberry, I would know his item, and it would make so much in the game so much easier. You will see what I'm talking about. So I decided to switch out, and I go into my Celebi here. As I said, it was my best switch into this thing. He does go for the knockoff. It does more than 50. It does right around the damage of Adamant max attack, but he's definitely not banded by that damage. So he goes right back into his Salamence, as I ended up clicking Shadow Ball, I believe. I clicked Giga Drain because I wanted to scout if he was AV, since I don't know his item. If I had known that he was Lumberry, I could have clicked Shadow Ball right there, expecting something to switch in. So right here, I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my designated check, which is going to be my Mega Scizor. Not yet Mega Evolved, but I'm still going to be able to tank up this Dragon Claw pretty freaking easily. It's going to do close to 0, but it still does some decent damage. So right here, I'm going to Mega Evolve, hoping that he does not have Flamethrower, but even so, I am in the rain. It's not going to be doing the most damage possible, but it's still going to be doing a decent chunk. He does have Flamethrower, so it's going to be extremely ow, as you can see. But I do go for the knockoff, and I wanted to get rid of whatever item he was having. Hopefully it was a Yachi or a Berry, but it was actually Draco Plate. So this kind of sort of clued me in that he was Dragon Dance with Flamethrower, so mixed, and that was extremely scary. So he goes for the Roost, showing me that he has Dragon Claw, Flamethrower, Roost, and Dragon Dance. That's what I was assuming at this point in time. He's going to withdraw his Salamence right here and making a really good play and going directly into Dog Boy, which is the Manectric. Luckily, I'm specially defensive, and I set up my first Curse. We're starting to look good. If I can get up like 2 more, I'll be happy. However, at this point in time, this Manectric is a massive threat to my team. If I want to win, I want to get off a lot of damage on this thing ASAP. So realistically, my best play is to hit this thing, I think. If I decide to curse up and he hits me with a Thunderbolt and full paras me, I could lose this thing. Compared to if he Thunderbolts me and paras me and I go for an attack right here, he's screwed compared to if I curse up, he might be able to KO me with the second one on a crit. So I do just decide to click Earthquake right here, as he's going to go for the Volt Switch. Now, he went for the Volt Switch and it didn't do a whole lot, showing me that he is not Life Orb. So I think he might be Shuka, maybe. And he's going to go into his Hitmonlee, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage from this Earthquake. He's going to do about 80%. And right here, I know for a fact I can live any one hit. He goes for Close Combat instead of High Jump Kick, so I can definitely tank this one up at +1, and it's not going to do a whole lot, and he is going to lose his Hitmonlee to the I think I went for Earthquake again, and just in case he wanted to pull a switch into Jirachi. Like, just in case, I lost nothing from it. So that is going to be the Hitmonlee out of the way, and that puts a lot of pressure off of me. So right now, not Mega Salamence, regular Salamence is going to come in. Not Mega, that'd be Borked. And he's going to go for the Draco Meteor. So let's talk about this for a minute. He went for Draco Meteor. He's not Dragon Dance. All of that prep that I did for Dragon Dance Salamence, every bit of it that I was terrified for, playing around it to make sure he did not set up, was for nothing. He was mixed. The Draco Meteor is going to be able to kill me from this range no matter what. I believe it had like an 85% chance to kill. I think, depending on like his investment, but Melting is going to go down, and that is my biggest win con out already. And I'm going to go into my Politoed right here. And what I'm going to do is I think I click Ice Beam right here just because I wanted to kill this thing. I was hoping he would sack it off, which he doesn't because he's smart. He knows that it still does a lot of work against me. And he's going to go into his Chubby Bunny, which is the Azu. Now, here, I think this is where I make another massive misplay. I go for the Endeavor, and he goes for Knockoff, and he knocks off my Damp Rock. He did not speed creep my Politoed. Like, look at where he would be. He would be at 110. That's a lot for an Azumarill, especially if he's like very bulky. That would put him in range of like a bullet punch plus a surf in the rain from Kingdra and Mega Scizor. It would make it so much easier. So that kind of sort of sucks. So I switch out right here, knowing that I now only have 5 turns of rain whenever I bring this thing back in, and I go into my Mega Scizor. If he went for Play Rough, he was going to kill me, and he does go for Play Rough, so it was a good switch out on my part, but he is not going to be able to take out my Mega Scizor, and right here I get to click Bullet Punch, out prioritizing his Aqua Jet, doing a decent amount of damage. That Bullet Punch damage plus the Endeavor damage would have been huge, but I over-prepped and I overthought so much, and I made a massive misplay. That's a really cool shot of Azumarill. But the Aqua Jet is going to end up taking out my Mega Scizor. It crits me, it doesn't even really matter. But in the end, JK. So I go into my Celebi right here, and he's going to go into his Jirachi. Instantly threatens me out. I did predict this, and I did go for a Shadow Ball, so that was a good play on my part. But he's out of range for a Cobra Berry. I do get the Spadef drop, which is really cool. But if he's Cobra Berry, he's out of range of a Dark Pulse. There's a lot of things like this Jirachi still needs to be weakened in order for me to have a chance of winning this game and guaranteeing the title. He does go for U-turn as I expected, taking me a little bit lower, meaning that I could Endeavor something like the... what's it called? The thing. He goes back into his Manectric. By the thing, I mean the Azu. And right here, I believe I go right back into my, what's it called? Thing, expecting the Volt Switch. Yeah, my Celebi. That's what that thing is called. Expecting the Volt Switch. He gets a crit, not the end of the world. I mean, not like it had any massive impact on the game. And he goes right back into George, and he's going to go for the U-turn here, and he's going to kill me. Realistically, I didn't have another play because I wanted to stall out Rain so I could get it back up for another clean 5 turns. In hindsight, it was probably a massive misplay where if I had gone into my Kingdra right away, I'd be able to get off some massive hits, weaken the Azu, force the Azu in, be able to bring this thing in, sack it off, and then set up Rain later on and still have a chance of winning. So I think not going into my Kingdra was a massive misplay. This is also me knowing that he's Lumberry, not Assault Vest. In the game, I played around it knowing that he was Assault Vest, knowing that 2 Surfs would not kill him from this range. However, since he was not AV, 2 Surfs did kill him from this range. So, hindsight's 20/20, but I feel as though me missing the Toxic that first turn mattered a whole lot more than what just the general chip damage that it would have gotten me. It did a whole lot more than anything because it made me play a certain way, if that makes sense. So he is going to kill my Celebi, which is very depressing. I love Celebi. I loved using it this season. And he's going to go back. I know he's Cold Berry. I don't think he's Scarfed at all. And he's going to go right into his thingy thing. And the rain stops. So now I'm going to go back into my Politoed, set the rain back up, and go along with it. So right here, I do just have to sack all my Politoed since I have the rain up. He's going to go for the Dragon Claw, not the Draco Meteor. Good play on his part. He didn't have to lower his Spadef, plus risking the miss. And right here, I'm going to go into my Kingdra, and I'm going to hopefully pick up a couple kills. So let's go ahead and talk about this play right here. you can see that I'm using Surf. If this was any other game, actually, hold on. Let me preface this by saying I'm going to play this. I'm going to talk about how I made this play, like I'd be playing Schady or Mono, and the title was on the line for the opponent as well. At this point in time, if he wanted to win with big differential, he would save his Salamence because Ice Beam kills him guaranteed. No matter what. Ice Beam kills him. He's not Yachi Berry, nothing. If I take this thing out, right now, it's at 4-0. That means Mono has to win 5-0 or better in order to win the title. I expected him to try to save his Salamence, and it fucks me over. As you can see, because I expected him to save his Salamence, I went for Surf, expecting the Azu to come in, hoping that I would be able to 2-hit KO it, and I don't kill the Salamence. That was the biggest misplay that I've made all season long. I live a Dragon Claw, surprisingly. But I only have one more hit. I go for a Surf just in case because it kills this Salamence, and it puts it at 4-0. But realistically, if I had clicked Ice Beam right there, I would have gotten another kill somewhere along the lines. Unless, actually, no, because after this he could have gone directly into Azu, and then it would have taken a Surf plus like a foul play, and it might have died. So it just kind of all, it was very situational on what could have happened. So at this point in time, I need to hopefully get him down to a 3-0. If I can get him down to a 3-0, Mono has to 6-0 Liam, who is his final opponent. So if I can kill just one more thing, I'll be happy. And all I have left is my Zoroark. So it's a long shot because he has an Azumarill. All he has to do is bring in Azumarill right here, but he brings in his Jirachi. And then this right here kind of sort of confirmed to me that I made a massive misplay. I think Blake knows how badly I want this title. And I don't want to say he's helping me out, but he's giving me more of a shot to win it by going into this Jirachi. By going into his Jirachi, all I have to do is click Dark Pulse and flinch him, and then it's right in that situation to where Mono has to win, I believe it's 6-0. So Blake is helping me out by doing this. It's just I over-predicted so hard, expecting him to not, like, to, I don't know. He was so far ahead, I didn't have to make that prediction. Like, that was such a massive misplay on my part, and I'm disappointed in myself for making that misplay. It puts me in a position to where now Mono has a great chance of taking the title from me. So that misplay right there, it's eating me alive knowing that I gave Mono the chance. So I'm going into my Zoroark, hoping I can flinch him with a Dark Pulse. I know he's Cobra Berry. There's the Cobra Berry. Can I get the flinch? It'd be so nice if I could. Nope. Nope, I sure don't. And he goes for a U-turn, and surprisingly, I live this, so that's really cool. And now I'm like, okay, here comes in Azumarill. It's gonna happen. He's gonna bring in Azumarill, but he brings in the Manectric, and he is, in fact, scarfed with Signal Beam, and he's going to take out my Zoroark. Man, I played like shit. Oh man, did I play like shit. Like, there's just no other way around it except for the fact that I played poorly. I can't be angry at him, and I can't be angry at anything else that happens this season because I played poorly in this final game. I played so well all season, besides maybe give or take a couple plays every now and then, but I played poorly. Like, this is on me. I did this. But since you know that I lost 4-0, Mono has to win 4-0 or better in his final game in order to take the title from me. That's a little scary because it's Mono. He's capable of doing it. He went undefeated last season in D2. Like, it's very possible. Excuse me. So, I'm going to give you a minute to kind of sort of close out of this video. I'm going to make a little transition over to where it's just my face cam talking to you guys. And I'll let you guys know how the season actually plays out. Okay, so if you are still here, I'm going to assume you either don't care about watching Mono's side, or you just want to know how it went because you are a fan of the Maryland Torterrapins, or me in general. In Mono's final game, he ended up winning 5-0. So I did not win the championship this season of the PPL. All of my hard work, and I don't want to say nothing to show for it. Second place in the PPL is a massive feat. Saying that I won second place with a rain team, massive feat. So, am I to be salty about this loss? Yes and no. I'm salty at myself that I played poorly. I'm disappointed in myself for the way I played because I feel as though I made a lot of misplays, I prepped poorly, and I feel as though this game, it almost feels like I went back to last season. And that's where I'm upset and disappointed. Not at the fact that I lost the championship. Mono's a much better battler than me. He really, truly is. And I will always stand by that and say that he is so much better. So to say that I lost the championship to someone that I look up to as a better battler than me, I can't be upset over. I'm losing the title to someone that beat me in the season. I can't be upset over that. Mono's a great battler. I can be upset at the fact that I feel as though I made a massive step back in my progress. So close, yet so far. Next season in Sun and Moon, you can bet your ass I'm going to be coming for that title. But the season in general, I consider it a success. I went from being in the spot next to the relegation match to second place with the rain team. I consider that a massive accomplishment, and I had a lot of fun this season. However, one thing I am a little pissed off about is the fact that it took a month and a half for some people to get their games done and made people not care about the season and made it much easier for other people to catch up to me. That I'm a little salty about. That I can say I'm very salty about. If you are ever in a league and you put off your match for a month, you deserve a forfeit. Like, that's just my honest opinion. If you put off a league match for more than even a week and a half, you should get a forfeit for it. Like, you should get a 6-0 loss. That's my honest and truth to God opinion. The fact that the PPL should have ended a month ago blows my mind. So, that's what I'm salty about. I'm not salty about losing the championship. Congratulations to Mono. He's a great friend of mine. I cannot be salty about it. He totally deserved it just as much as I would have. We had the exact same record. He's one differential point above me. That's how close it was. Like, I can't be salty about that. He deserved the championship just as much as I did. But that's the PPL season coming to a close. The final PPL of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Also, make sure you go over to Mono's channel. Make sure you congratulate him on a fantastic season. And look out for the P4G. The final team builder and game will be going up within the next couple days, so make sure you keep an eye out on that. And with all that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.